when it comes to the notion of from farm directly to fork, there couldn't be a more direct route than that is being practiced right now by Weston Rowe in Nebraska. He subsists almost entirely on a diet of raw meat. There's no cooking. It's raw meat, and that includes liver, brain, whatever it may. Let's find out what's going on and what the thinking behind this all is. Very, very unique diet. I mean, a lot of people would say, don't you have concerns about salmonella, trichinosis, that kind of stuff? And you say what?
Yeah, I mean, that's basically the first thing that everybody says, and I think there's just a lot of nuance to that when it comes to what people call food poisoning and stuff. But I think a lot of that could come from chemicals and things that are in the food. So I try to source everything from local grass-fed farmers. Everything's raised on grass only, or pasture-raised, and so I don't run into issues with like food contamination or anything like that. So never had that problem. I've eaten it for 3 years. I've never been sick once from eating raw meat, so it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, almost exclusively. So what was the trigger that got you on this diet exactly?
Yeah, so well, in my late 20s, early 30s, I started running into some just minor health issues, minor to moderate, pretty typical stuff that people are experiencing nowadays. Skin issues, fatigue, almost like chronic fatigue, tiredness, brain fog, and just wasn't feeling my best, for my age. So I started looking into diet, and then ran into the carnivore diet, which I thought was really fascinating, that people are eating just only meat, only cooked meat. So I tried that for about a month. And then I found this guy named Augenus Vanderplanis online, and he was a big promoter of what's called the raw primal diet. And that is basically raw meat, raw organs, a lot of raw dairy, and some fruit and vegetable juices. But, it's primarily raw meat. So I tried that, and I just instantly loved it, man. The energy I got, it was like nothing I'd ever felt before, and felt better in my life than I ever have. So I just continue with it, never stopped.
Did you miss the taste, say, of, some charred steak or anything else, that maybe a grilled swordfish, a steak? Did you miss that at all?
Yeah, funny. Yeah, I mean, I ate that stuff for over 35 years. So, I mean, that's definitely still a part of me. And every once in a while, if I'm like really hungry and I drive by some like barbecue or something like that, it kind of will trigger something. But every once in a while, very rarely, I'll if I go out to dinner with family or something, I'll have like a rare steak. So I get to kind of indulge in that every once in a while still, but I still prefer the raw meat. I still go back to the raw meat right away. I just, but the flavor of cooked food is arguably better. I'm not gonna argue that, but I think the energy you get from raw food is way better than cooked.
Yeah, it was okay. It's interesting. So you go out for a steak dinner with the family. It's a blue steak that you're ordering. Basically, it's raw, maybe just a slight bit of searing on either side. Weston Rowe with us, Nebraska guy who subsists almost entirely on raw meat. And so where do you source it? And do you source the best cuts so that you're ensuring that, there's a modicum of safety therein?
Well, my farmers, they all, they raise everything really well, and I trust them. So what I'll do is I get everything from local grass-fed farmers, which I found on a website called eatwild.com. It's a place you can go source local ranchers. So found a couple on there, and I'll just buy like a beef quarter. So you can purchase like a quarter of an animal and get it processed however you want. And then you get kind of every cut off the animal. You get all the steaks, all the roasts, all the organs, liver, tongue, hearts. Sometimes you can even get like the pancreas and stuff, and kidneys. And I'll just eat off of that for a couple months, and then I'll find another farmer and buy another one.
Yeah, but Weston, the organs are more or less, a lot of them, kidney, are filtering parts of the body. And I mean, to filter out a lot of, whatever the animal might ingest. So you're directly eating that. No concern as far as that goes.
No, honestly, man, I'm under the impression that a lot of disease and toxicity in this world comes a lot of the times from like chemicals in the food and the air, the water, and our medicines everywhere in the soil. So if you're working with a farmer that is using no chemicals, and my farmers don't even use any medicines or chemicals on the animals themselves, so there's no man-made toxins or anything that are inside these animals. It's just basically the animal eating grass its whole life, and so that's all that's going to be inside the animal, so there's really no risk for contamination.
You eat brain as well. What kind of brain?
Yeah, I can get. I have there's an Amish farm that I order a lot of my food from. It's called Amos Miller's Organic Farm. It's got some of the best food you can get in the world, and they have brain on there. They have a cow brain, and then I can locally here. I have a couple places where I can get some sheep brain, some goat brain, and I've also had pork, pig brain too, but mostly sheep and goats.
What's that taste like?
Oh man, that's one you really takes a long time to get used to. Not gonna lie about that, but it's super satiating. It's because it's almost all fat, and cholesterol and saturated fat. So it's like eating a bunch of butter or something like that. But it kind of tastes like egg, like a cooked boiled egg yolk. Kind of got that consistency and texture to it because it's almost all cholesterol, and you get a lot of cholesterol in egg yolk, so it's very similar to like a partially boiled egg yolk.
Oh, boy, partially boiled egg yolk. I'm wondering if you've tasted that lately, or do you go to raw eggs exclusively?
Yeah, I definitely went straight to raw eggs. That one took a little bit to get used to as well. That was, I'd say brain, eggs, and liver were the top three that were the hardest to adjust to, but they're also like my favorite now, which is crazy. I gagged on it for a long time, but I knew it was really healthy for me, so I kind of forced myself to do it. And now I love it. I love the taste of it. So something happened where I transitioned over, and I started just really enjoying these foods. So, stuck with it.
Yeah, I was going to say, eating the raw meat, you didn't notice that you're starting to grow a lot of hair on your back and you're developing claws or anything like that. Transformation into a wolf man.
I'm already a super hairy guy anyway, so I don't have to worry about that.
Well, now, if you have people over for dinner, I'm guessing, this is going to be awkward. You continue with the regimen, or do you just avoid that because there's going to be some weird looks? Or do you give people?
Yeah. I've actually jokingly invited my family over many times for dinner, and they, for some reason, they don't want to come over for dinner. But those are opportunities where I'll just maybe we'll just slip out to a steakhouse and I'll just eat like a rare steak with them or something.
Right. What about dessert? I mean, you're not foregoing dessert, are you?
No, I mean, I've always had a big sweet tooth. And but I found a way to enjoy desserts in a really healthy way, and that's making raw ice cream. So I'll get like a quart of raw cream, cow's cream from a local farmer, and then I'll make some raw ice cream out of it. So it's just raw cow cream, raw cow milk, raw honey, and then raw eggs. And then you can throw some berries in there too, and you get some really good ice cream.
That almost doesn't sound weird. I can almost go along with that because I've heard people, who make a point of buying raw milk or cream from a farmer. It's unpasteurized, and they swear by it. But I mean, nothing to do with wrestling, but Friday night, Saturday night Raw at Weston's house. That's basically the order of the day. But you say you're feeling great, healthy, never been sick in the 3 years since you've started on this diet, and you're going full tilt with it. Hey, listen, let's just say good on you, and it's not for everybody, certainly. However, if it's working for you, who are we to judge? Weston Rowe subsists almost entirely on a raw meat diet, as you've just heard. Okay. Yes, I don't know. That would really take some doing, and took him a while, but he swears by it. There you go.